Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Another session, freeform therapy. Another session. Uh, it took me a minute to talk about this whole like Cat Williams thing, and I ain't gonna lie. I watched the interview and I seen him on there with Shannon Sharp, and he was cutting up. I mean, he was cutting up from the time that bitch started. He was going in. It's like he really had something to get off his chest. I'm talking about he name dropped. He talked about their wives. He talked about the stuff that you really ain't supposed to talk about. And you know what? I couldn't blame Shannon one bit because sometimes when you're drinking on the liquor, the more the drinks flow, the more that flows up out of you. And I ain't gonna lie, I think he been wanting to say all that shit he wanted to say. You know what I mean? And then people, the way the world is now, people are like investigative reporters now. I don't know how y'all find the videos and resurface videos of people stealing people jokes, and I'm like, God damn! Like, soon as he says something, and people watch the video, now on everybody's timeline, it's like, oh, let me show you what Cedric did. Oh, let me show you what Steve did. Oh, Bernie Mac been told y'all motherfuckers. I'm like, God damn. But I can't lie. Even though he said a lot of stuff, and even though he dropped a lot of gems, I want to say I think a lot of it might be somewhat true. You know, in this day and age, you know, when somebody talk about you, right? When they talk about you, we old enough to know the sticks and stones break my bones, words will never hurt me. Today's society, words will hurt you because what it would do is it would make people question what you've done. And now that we think about it, why didn't we get a Kings of Comedy 2? Everybody was alive at the time. Why didn't we get it? You know? It makes you just wonder, what was he saying that made people react the way that they did? And then when they reacted to it, they didn't really like come for his throat like he did. Like he was on 10, they was on like a 2. I ain't gonna worry about Cat Williams, you know what I'm saying? You know, I seen Kevin Hart when I forgot what game it was, and he was talking about him, you know what I'm saying? I was like, man, that shit weak as hell. That man pretty much called you out and talked about your wife. You know what I mean? He talking about people, you know, pretty much selling their soul. And I'm like, damn. What is going on with all this shit that they want you to sell your soul and give up your booty hole? I'm like, God damn, brother. Cause I started looking at things a little different. Like, is Cat Williams just tripping? Is he crazy? What is it? So then, I'm watching people do their research, and I'm looking at it like, I think he got a point. I think even if it's not true, it's just the fact that it makes you go and think and makes you wonder. That's the thing that gets you. It makes you curious. So now curiosity, and you already know curiosity will kill everything. If I've been told something for so long, then all of a sudden somebody brings something to my attention, it makes me a little curious. The thing I've been told, I'm going to start questioning a little bit like, And I'm like, He said some things, and for me, I just know this. I know this. A lot of those guys that he talked about probably won't do another special. Maybe Kevin. Kevin might do another one, and he might talk about him. He has to. It's no way you can let that man sit up there and talk about you, and you don't say nothing. So I know he gonna say something in his next comedy show. I know the next special he gonna say something. Ludacris, I mean, I was a little shocked by that one because I was like, you know how you start thinking about it. Like, I never thought about it like that. The next thing I know, I'm like, he said, yeah, we went to the party and one of us was offered the deal. The other one had to cut your hair and all this. And I'm like, wait a minute. $200 million. Fast and Furious, $10 million is moving. The shit makes sense. Now, I ain't gonna get into people wives, cause that's not my thing. I don't like to talk about nobody old lady. You know, even though he did, and he didn't give a fuck. He pretty much said they all got the same type of wife, and they'll never do an interview. And I was like, and then the internet ain't no joke, man. That shit is like a engine. Like now you got people showing the video of all the dudes he talked about and their wife, and I'm looking at it like, no, you mean tell me that shit was real? But see, like I said, you ain't paying attention to it because you just like, you just mind your own business. But then you started looking at it, you're like, damn. Damn. That's a hell of a coincidence. Man. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. But, I mean, it sparked a lot of people to probably come out of retirement and do a special. Or it might have just kind of just... It either changed how you feel about certain comedians or it doesn't. It's like, I already knew that, To the people who already knew that, hats off to you, man. I'm late to the party. I thought everybody was on the up and up. I thought everybody was making their own jokes and, coming up with their own material. So I would have never thought nobody would have been stealing. But I guess there's no honor amongst thieves, man. And I was like, damn, they out here stealing jokes. Now I see why motherfuckers don't let you take the phone to the concerts and stuff like that. I thought it was to, protect the joke so the next city don't hear it. But maybe it's because you don't want nobody to steal your shit. I feel you. But I don't know, man. I'm gonna stay tuned and see what happens because, we got to move on to other topics because last night, Michigan Wolverine, shout out to Harbaugh, man. Even though we all know he leaving, even though we all know he is leaving college football. Now, where he gonna go, I don't know. I can only speculate. Hell, my Eagles look like shit, so I hope if come to Philly, please, come to Philly. Save us. Save us, man, because Nick Sirianni, that's for a whole nother subject. But back to Michigan, though. I had a feeling. I was telling people at work, I had a feeling. I was like, Washington is a good team, a good finesse team. And it's the classic, it seems like it's the classic old battle of a finesse team versus a physical team. And so when Michigan played Alabama, in my mind, that game was going to be a physical game. A lot of people's going to walk out of there bruised up, hurt. And by the time they get to this game, Washington had played Texas, who's not really a physical team. They could have took advantage. But we all know Michigan beat the shit out of Alabama. So that threw that theory out the window. So I'm looking at the game. And I mean, Michigan is running the ball down their throat. Maybe it was the uniforms. It's that dark navy blue with that yellow. And everybody got on Jordan something. It's Jordan everywhere. It's on sleeves. It's on helmets. It's on towels. It's on shoes. I'm like, God damn, Michigan got that confidence like what Deion say. When you look good, you feel good, you play better. That's how it was. They came out and, I mean, it was the score don't indicate it, but it was way closer than I thought. But Michigan definitely dominated like the first quarter. And then in the second quarter, Washington made some plays. You know what I'm saying? They kind of started stuffing the run a little bit better, And they try to make a little comeback, but Penix, man, shit. He was getting harassed out there, man. They was, oh my God. It got so bad that the linemen started flinching so much because they were so nervous. They like, oh, flag, flag, flag. So every time that Washington would get like a critical big play, it's a holding. It's a false start. 2 false start. So you go from first to 10 to first to 20 easily. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, man, it's hard to get like 20 yards, 15 yards against a defense that know you're going to have to throw the ball. They know you got to throw it. Washington tried to run the ball, but that shit wasn't working. It was just enough to keep them honest. That's what it was. But it wasn't really like no real. They wasn't no real threat. Penix and those receivers is a real threat, and I give Penix credit. He took a beating, boy. By that fourth quarter, he was grimacing, holding his side. I'm like, damn, they don't fire his ass up. But by that time, the game wasn't out of control. What it was still like 20-13 in the fourth. It was still close. But like I say, they couldn't get the big play or the momentum to go their way because it was penalties. And everybody know in football you cannot have penalties at crucial parts of the game. Even though it don't necessarily hurt you, it hurts you when you get a big play, a penalty, then you turn around and get another penalty. That's what they problem with. They want to get like 1 in one drive. It was like 2 in a series. It was like, oh, we got to hold it here. Then we turn back around and we're going to goddamn false start. I'm like, goddamn. That's 15 yards. You go from 1st and 10 to 2nd and 20, 2nd and 25. I'm like, bro, it's 3rd and 14s. You know they finna pin their ears back and rush the hell out your ass. And I give Penix credit, man. He tried, but they was on his ass, man. They was on his ass, and shouts out to them because, I mean, once they got that interception, I don't know the dude named number 0. He got that pick, and he took it back downfield. That's when the game started. They started blowing. That's when the game it was over with. Because Penix had his moments. He had his opportunities. But, like I say, if you've been getting hit all game, and they've been rushing you with 4, they only been rushing 4 guys. They weren't really blitzing. They'll show blitz back out of it. But after a while, it just get to a point where it's like your mind is moving faster than your eyes. And your eyes will be like, oh, I see people. Your mind like, shit, hurry up. Throw the ball. Hurry up. So next thing you know, man, he was overthrowing a lot. He had a lot of overthrows. He had a lot of them. He had a lot of those, And it was a couple of times guys were wide open and he couldn't see them because of the rush, because of the pressure. And then there was times they was open and he couldn't hit them because he trying to do what he can. But, man, John Harbaugh had them guys. It was John or Jim? One of them. I think it's Jim Harbaugh. Anyway, he had them guys ready to play, man. He had them guys ready to play. I mean, shouts out to them because, But now that he's won his title, it's going to be the big speculation of where is he going to go in the NFL. Everybody knows he's leaving Michigan. They finna get hit with all kind of sanctions and all that shit. So he's going to leave. All right, brother, I got y'all the championship. We out. Now, me personally, where do I think he should go? There's a few teams that need quarterbacks. It's a few teams that need a good head coach. The Bears are the most likely place because the Bears got the number 1 overall pick. Now, hear me out. If he goes to the Bears, you already got Justin Fields. Would you trade Justin Fields away to get more picks? Or do you keep him? That's the dilemma in Chicago. Could go to the Chargers. They already got their franchise quarterback. They got receivers. They got a playoff team. They just need a better coach. The Titans just got rid of their coach. Atlanta. But I think the thing with like teams like Atlanta and Tennessee is like they're in rebuilding stages. I don't know if he want to rebuild or he want to come into something that's already ready to go, ready to hit the ground running. You know what I'm saying? Chicago just because they got them picks, man. Chicago got those picks, and those picks are pivotal in how you build your team. Because if you keep, let's say you keep Fields, right? He keeps Fields. Now, with the number one pick, I hate to say it, but I would take Marvin Harrison Jr. And with the next pick, I probably go get me an offensive lineman. You feel me? Now, you could trade that pick back. And people like New England and Washington, they know they need a quarterback. They need a quarterback. So, would you do that? I would. I want more draft capital. But I think he gonna really want to run the team how he want to run it. Like he want to be probably coach and GM, which is not bad to ask for, especially because you just won the college championship. See, it's easy to ask for things when you just came off victory. It's the last thing people remember. Harbaugh, he just won the championship. Let's give him what he want. Let's give him what he want. Give him 3, 4, 5 years, 6 years, couple of $1 million. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what happens. You know, but I mean, he got so many options he can go to, and I mean, with other people getting fired, that opens up doors for other coaches like Eric Bieniemy, Mike Vrabel. They even talking about Bill Belichick might be available. You know, just because of that debacle that happened in New England. So I mean, the NFL, outside of the teams that's in the playoffs, they like in a little bubble. But outside of them, it's so much going on. You know, and I mean, even if you in the playoffs, I know you got to stay razor sharp focused, but you can't help but to wonder, like, damn, they fire motherfuckers like that. What happened? What happened if I lose? Am I on the hot seat now? Like Nick Sirianni and the Eagles. Which brings me to my Eagles. What the fuck, man? What in the absolute fuck? I'm so mad at Nick Sirianni, man. I tell you, I ain't gonna lie. If I was Howard, if I was Jeffrey Lurie, I'm cleaning fucking house. I want everybody gone. All y'all allowed this shit to happen. We look like straight trash out there, man. We went from having the number 1 seed in the NFC to being number 5 and having to go. We got to go on the road the whole playoffs. You already got Dallas that don't lose at home, and then you got San Francisco. How the fuck we gonna beat them in their house when we playing like straight garbage? We let the Cardinals beat us. We let the Giants smash us. And they want to talk about, oh, this team has resilience. This team is going to get up and keep fighting. We tired of hearing that shit, Nick. I'm going to tell y'all this. If the goddamn Eagles go down to Tampa Bay and lose, his ass is fired. It's over with. It's over. And if he not fired, all they going to do is pretty much just say, look, Nick, we're going to bring us some coordinators to get this shit back right. All we want you to do is manage this shit and don't fuck it up. Can you do that for us? Can you do it? Because I'm getting sick and tired of watching them every week in, week out, look like straight ass, man. And it's his fault because you the head coach. You the one that allow us to go out there and play like shit. And then come back and be like, oh, well, you know, this team has fight. Get the fuck out of here. We had the easiest remaining schedule in the NFL. At the time, we played the Seahawks, the Giants, the Cardinals, the Seahawks. After we just played the Chiefs, Buffalo, San Francisco, the Cowboys, they gave us 4 games that was easily winnable games. And we lost three out of the 4. How the fuck does that happen? How? How does that happen? You know how it happens? Incompetent coaching. The players are shit because they're getting coached like shit. Then they putting the shit on the field, and next thing I know, we looking like straight trash, man. And people calling my phone. Oh, what happened to the Eagles? Hey, man, not right now. Don't call me when we down. Leave me alone. I'm busy. I'm hurt. I'm in my feelings. But I just have an eerie feeling that we gonna end up getting beat in Tampa, and yeah, it's one and done. One of the greater collapses in NFL history. We started off 10-1. People forget that we was 10-1, and we've lost everything. We lost everything. We won one game since that. It's tragic, unexplainable. But that's the NFL. You know, that's the NFL. That's how shit goes sometimes. But damn. So now I don't really know what to do, man. I'm a spectator at this point. I mean, to me, I look at it like the best team in the NFC is the 49ers. The best team in the AFC to me is the Baltimore Ravens. They on a collision course to play each other in the Super Bowl. And now we saw what happened when Baltimore went out to San Francisco. That shit was crazy. They beat the hell out of them boys. They made Brock Purdy look like goddamn a rookie. They made him look bad. And I mean, as much as I like the AFC is a little stronger than the NFC to me. I've seen the AFC teams beat up on each other. The NFC, it really ain't like they beat up on each other. It's like San Francisco beat up on everybody that's in the playoffs. That's the thing that San Francisco has going for them. They don't beat everybody. They don't beat the Cowboys. They don't beat the Eagles. They can beat Tampa. Shit, who else is in that shit? Whoever in that motherfucker, they can beat them. They can beat the Lions. You know, I just don't know. But in the AFC, it's a little tricky. Because I think you got a matchup of like, the game I think is going to be a good game is like Houston and Cleveland. I think that's going to be a good game. CJ Stroud, man. That dude does nice, man. That dude nice. He's nice, man. And with D'Amico Ryans, that's a good little pairing. Buffalo plays the Steelers, I think. Yeah. But TJ Watt ain't going to be there. So I don't know how their defense is going to hold up. And I mean, quiet as kept. Josh Allen done been cutting up, man. You know, they needed to win a few games to get in, and they won all them bitches damn near. They lost one game. In they last 7 games, I think they went 6-1. So I mean, they say you're supposed to go into the playoffs hot, streaking, as they say. They streaking. They on fire. So we're going to see what happens with them. The Chiefs, I don't know. I can't really say the Chiefs because I just feel like their receivers is going to cost them a playoff game. So we're going to see what happens. You know, we're going to see. We're going to see because I think they play Miami. Yeah, they play Miami. Tyreek going back. So that should be interesting. That should be an interesting game right there. And like I say, man, the NFC, it's all right. It's okay. I hope for the best, and I'm going to see what happens. But, yeah, man, this is a few things I had to just download off my brain for a second, you know what I mean? Because, man, it be tough out here, man. So much stuff going on, so many things to talk about, man. I got to get on here and just say my piece. And till the next time, man, I'll see y'all. Everybody have a good day. Peace.